All right. Hey, hope you are doing well. Love that picture right there, right? A little island action there. Hey, I hope you're doing well. Praise God. We're just wrapping up the week here. Been out this week actually on property visits with the team and out there kind of following up every 45 days on a couple of properties, checking in to make sure they're moving forward. But really wanted to keep a tab also on what's going on with the current events and what that means or doesn't mean. And of course, one of the biggest things going on is Venezuela, right? Like out of nowhere, boom, and it's not exactly out of nowhere. It was leading up to it. But you see this, taking of Maduro, the, surgical strike. And again, praise God, our, U.S. military is the best in the world. I would also say, for me personally, look, I love this country. I love the fact that it gives everybody an opportunity, and we have an ability to really excel in this country, and you can put the work in and achieve, beyond your wildest dreams. That's the truth of what makes this country an incredible place to be. And I know people from every spectrum, every race, color, creed of life that have achieved great and mighty things here in the U.S. So that being said, Maduro, Venezuela. Okay, so he's been removed from power. There is a lot of saber rattling. Donald Trump, is definitely a world-class negotiator and business person. You see the effect of the, tariffs are making improvements, here, in the country with increased manufacturing, increased, investment spending. It had not had the impact on inflation that everybody had said. And then now on this Venezuela thing, realistically, what could happen, and nobody's nailed down on this, but what could happen, and it's it's an intended thing, is that the U.S. gets involved with helping them stabilize with a democratic process, but also equally or more importantly, that they stabilize the oil production of the country. I mean, again, what's been in the news and not really covered very well, but yes, U.S. oil companies were thrown out from Venezuela years ago, but ultimately had oil leases and assisted in the development and the production of the oil in that country. That being said, that resumes where the U.S. has a controlling influence, let's call it, with oil production. It's not going to happen in 3 months, but it can happen in 3 years. And now we have a strong hemisphere-related producing oil, both with the resources we have in this country, plus with Venezuela, really can have an effect on helping to keep oil costs down. Oil costs being down affects a lot of things. Energy costs go down, production costs go down. Oil is used in the manufacturing a lot of goods in this country. It's used in the transportation cost as well. So that also has an impact of helping to see that inflation could be coming down as well, or the impact of cost over the next several years as a result of that. I'm not saying that it's a fact. I'm saying that it is a high probability if those things materialize. So we'll see how that unfolds. Now, what would that mean for us? Well, again, you as an investor in, commercial real estate or real estate investing, that's going to help and assist, because then it starts to cause costs to come down in a number of ways, both in construction related items because of, just all of the components that go into it, the transportation element, and then ultimately inflation as well. It is a big driver. So that being said, I look at it and I think it's a positive thing. You see these crazy people defend Maduro, and it's like, dude, like, you're so driven by an ideology that you can't even see that the guy was a dictator and ruling by death and this, that, and the other. And people go, oh, what, Trump's a dictator. It's like, dude, you're so foolish into this, brainwashing ideology. That's not what we want to do. We want to look at things and just pragmatically see, how is it for the country? How is it for investment? How is it for what that means to me? And so that we're distancing ourselves from reacting and really focusing on what the possibilities could be. So I think it can be a great thing. It also puts notice on other countries around the world that the U.S. is not taking any guff anymore. Like Biden or any of the previous administrations. It's like we're back in action and back in power. So that's a good place to be, because we need that and want that for the strength of our country. So that being said, you have a blessed and victorious week, for this is the week that God has ordained for you.